Hello there, YouTube. This is the Rogue Gem Player, and coming at you with another version of the Ragnaraika Octoadic deck profile. We got some new stuff in info. Times changed. Uh, Still waiting for a ban list. It should be coming out this month. That's when I can really push out some new decks. Kind of waiting for things that need to get drastic changes after the list, but I don't think I'm going to need that just yet. But I'm still going to post stuff as we go. So let's get right into it. So it hasn't changed all that much. The deck got a main deck monster and an extra deck monster. The main deck monster is actually pretty good, actually considering. So let's start with the Ragnarika stuff, which is 3 copies of Evil Seed. This is the best one in the entire deck. It's just the ability to just summon this by sending a tri-type from hand to grave to special it, or off of the various other effects you have in the deck, giving you just sheer advantage. And it's one of those cards where it kind of bridges the entire deck because Bloom is really good. And then we're playing 2 copies of the Wicked Butterfly. So this card is pretty cool. So when it's in hand, you can discard it to summon any of the tri-types from hand. But when it's in the graveyard, when it's banished from field or grave, you can, during the end phase, well, first of all, you activate the effect, okay, on the next chain after it's been banished, and then the effect resolves during the end phase. On the end phase, it'll count the number of different of the tri-types you have that are insect, plant, or reptile, and you'll draw a card for each. So, if you were to ash this card, you have to ash it right when it initially activates after it's been banished, not during the resolution of the effect, because you can only negate active. You can only chain things like ash to activations, not the resolution of an effect. So, but what makes this card good is that, one, it's another card that you can kind of summon, bricks out of your hand, especially if you draw certain cards. But also, the ability to just kind of end phase draw 2 cards for no reason is pretty good. Most times you'll draw 2, 3 cards. You can set it up kind of whatever you like. It's pretty cool. And then you can also keep rotating with Bloom. So, and then we are then playing 2 copies of the Samurai Beetle. It's a good recursion. It's also level 3, which is important. You need kind of a couple cards that are under level 4 in order to use the Serpentine Princess combo, in the event that you do draw any of your bricks. So, but a free link material, it recurs itself. So that's pretty cool. And then we're playing the 1 copy of the Armored Lizard. This is in here because it's a searchable Ragnaraika card, and it's also a reptile, which fits with the Ogdoadic stuff. We're then playing, for the Ogdoadic stuff, we're playing 3 of the Nauya, the Dark, and then we're playing 2 copies of Nunu, which is the Light Monster. You want to use the Dark to search the spell trap, and then use it and then use Nunu to bring itself back. Gives you free link material, that type of thing. It always ensures that you always have monsters to play, because Snake Rain is really broken. And we're playing the 1 Curse as the part of the combo. You need to resolve this effect in order to bring back the Nunu or the Nauya, depending on what part of the combo you still have. It kind of depends on if you draw Snake Rain or not. You could still play the combo without Snake Rain. It's just kind of a little bit different. Night Sword Serpent. This is purely for the combo. When it's sent to the graveyard in any way by a card effect you special it, it's a reptile that can tribute itself, that can be played under the Xenolock, which is important. And then we're playing the 1 copy of Serpentine Princess because when you shuffle it back for any of the Ragnarika stuffs, it floats. So it's pretty cool. For the monster portion of the hand traps, we're playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring and 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird. They're the most generic ones. You could play other things like Ghost Mourner, Spooky Dogwood, or whatever other ones you may want. These are kind of generic for an overgeneralization purpose. You can tune these to whatever meta you want. So, for spells, we're playing 3 copies of Ragnaraika Bloom. What makes this card really good is just it's another card that says add a monster or bring out a monster, which is pretty important because um, this is a good combo starter and also can act as an extender. Um, it ensures that you always have access to your monsters when you need them, and it is not level restricted. Of course, it's locked to Ragnaraikas, but the fact that you always have access to a card is pretty cool. So we're then playing the reptile stuff. 3 copies of Snake Rain. If anyone ever tells you this card is bad, they are lying to you. They don't understand exactly how powerful this card is. The ability, even though it is a discard, it is a -1. It guarantees you 4 cards in the graveyard, and depending on what you discard, that's 5. It just gives you sheer advantage because you're gonna summon the Night Sword, which is gonna float. So you're basically going 1 for 1. Sorry, 2 for 1 to play the card, but you're gonna gain so much advantage off of that 1 card. So it's broken. And then we're playing 2 copies of Water Lily. This is mainly in here because it's a secondary target to for the Nauya because it searches out a spell trap for the deck. It's another foolish burial that can sometimes reborn, especially if you have enough reptiles. But you're mainly playing Ogdoadic Daybreak, which is tribute a reptile for every 2 levels it summons a token. What makes this important is you can instantly just summon 4 monsters, and then you have free link material. And then during your main phase, you can banish this card, just shuffle a reptile back into the deck, and then send a reptile to grave. So you get you get a kind of like another targeted Foolish if you need it. And it's also a quick play, so you can kind of play some weird things with it. You can play more if you want, but you're only going to ever resolve the card once. And in the worst case scenario, if you end up using the level 4s, you still get 2 tokens out of it. So it's still better than nothing. So, and then for kind of like the staple stuff, 3 cross out, triple tack, and called by the grave. These are whatever you want them to be. I just like them. It just kind of helps you survive when your combo gets stopped. And then the 1 copy of Hunting Dance and the 1 copy of Planet Pollutant Virus. We are playing the alien combo. It's good. It's consistent. There are still lines where you can still make plays even if you draw this stupid thing. So why not? And then Hunting Dance is just another control card. So, and then the last set of traps is 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. It's still one of the best hand traps in the game right now. So, but you can play whatever other cards you want. It is 40. So, the extra deck. So, the deck has a weird kind of like confliction. So the Xenolock on all but 1 monster is only after that effect has been activated. However, they have 1 monster in the deck that if you do play any of its effects, it Xenolocks you the entire turn. So keep that in mind. And that card is Skeletal Soldier. All the Ragnaraika effects and even all the other Link monsters, the main deck monsters, all have the effect that they Xenolock for the rest of the turn. However, Skeletal Soldier is special. If you activate any of its effects, you cannot do it the entire turn. So it Xenolocks you to insect, plant, or reptiles the entire turn. However, you could target a Ragnaraika, special summon it. So it gives you another free link material if you need it. So keep that in mind. But it's also a it's still a generic link 2 for the deck itself. So you can still play other things if you want to, but it's kind of one of those you can play other things. But the fact of the matter is you make this a lot because it's a good link 2 to go into other things because it's instantly gonna give you advantage. Just because it's an instant link 3. And then we're playing the 1 Selene Snapper. It's the new one. It's the link 3 with down, right, and left. You banish the 2 monsters in your graveyard and target spell traps your opponent controls, destroy them. So it allows you to destroy back row, which is it's fine. It's kind of one of those go second cards, which the deck kind of needed, but it's completely up to you if you want to play this. We're playing the one copy of the Mantis Monk, just because it's another one of those add a Ragnaraika spell trap, or add a Ragnaraika trap from your deck to your hand. It's just another one of those. You're going to continue banishing stuff, and then the ability to once again shuffle to bring them back. Gives you more link material. The one Chain Coil and the one Stag Sovereign. Your high link monsters. Gives you, disruption, that type of thing. It just kind of depends on how you want to play the deck. You can play. There's other stuff you can play, by all means, but now for the quote-unquote generic, like tri-type stuff, we're playing the one copy of Haggard Lizardos. It's a generic. First of all, it's generic, but it's also a reptile that if you banish a reptile, you can draw a card. So it's another one of those draw a random card. One Echidna. This is mainly in here because it's one of those. You're gonna make it, and then you're gonna search off it, and then end your turn. It also turns an opponent's monster to 0 attack, so keep that in mind. But you don't actually have to use this effect to search if you don't have to. We're then playing the Alien Shock Trooper M frame, the one copy of Cosmic Slicer Zerol. These are for the Planet Pollutant Virus combo because you need an alien monster to tribute for the trap, and Zerol actually gets you the trap, so keep that in mind. The only non-Xeno, the non-tri-type we play in here is World Sea Dragon Zelantis. I like it because there are certain combos where you could just blank your opponent's board, because how this works is if you're under any form of Xenolock, no matter what deck it is, if you're using when you're using World Sea Dragon Zelantis, it's you summoning monsters back. It's not your opponent. That means if you're under a Xenolock, if the monster conflicts with it, they don't get summoned back when this card attempts to summon all the monsters back. That includes itself, by the way. So then the one Bengal Lancer, Cosmic Streal. I'm kind of testing this. So each time your opponent special summons a monster face up during the main phase, you gain life equal to the attack. So you're just going to keep gaining life, and then it can pump itself once per turn if you pay multiples of 1,000. So it's kind of one of those, it helps you survive in things like time, but it's also one of those, it punishes your opponent from continuously summoning monsters. And then the one King of the Feral Imps, because you actually need it for the combo. So, which is pretty cool. This is actually, it's a cool deck. It kind of needs like another main deck monster. I know we are getting a new trap, which kind of helps, but what it honestly needs is another spell. Okay, maybe another main deck monster to really kind of round it off, like another plant, because currently we have 2 insects, a reptile, and a plant for the main deck. They kind of need another reptile, another plant to kind of round it off. Maybe another link monster, maybe a link 1 even. And then just more spell traps. So, let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.